this is going to sound very, I don't know, older, mature, but we
Yeah.
do have to remember a lot of us are celebrating the fact that it is somebody's birthday. And if we can try to keep
That's
the birthday
best.
boy in mind beyond all of the naughty elves and all these other things that make everything magical and fun, overshadows the true meaning.
Bring it on!
Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty. I'm Farley Boyle.
I'm Darian Boyle.
And I'm Jennifer Brenius.
Collectively, we're two sister-in-laws with our bestie.
We don't just talk, we do it. Day, night, mountain, beach, and city.
Get ready as we bring gratitude and attitude to everything we do.
We jump in head first, unafraid, and we're all in all the time.
We bring it on and get it on each week, diving deep into authentic, unscripted conversations
On just about everything. So,
Let's get gritty.
Bring it on! Bring it on! Don't wait until tomorrow!
'Tis the season to be jolly. And we are so excited because some of us, that means our nests are full with our kids that are coming back from school. And we are here to discuss kind of what the Christmas holiday means to each of us. You know, it means a lot. It's not just Christmas, it's Kwanzaa, it's Hanukkah. So we want to be inclusive and really talk about what the holiday season means for us.
Well,
Yeah.
I absolutely love every holiday there is, but there's something really special about Christmas. It's brings your family together. I remember my mom said once, like, whatever you do, can we just all be together for Christmas? And as you grow older and families go in their own direction, you still seem to come back for Christmas. It's about just giving too. I love the fact that you can give back to so many charities. You can give back Toys for Tots. It's just always giving. And everyone's happy and smiling, and
So fun.
it's just the whole story. I mean, everything about it.
I mean, I think that it's such a fun time of year. Everybody is like happy and in a good mood and festive for the most part, you hope, right? And what I'd say too is that we need to remember that there are people that are having tough times. So this holiday season, think about reaching out to maybe your neighbor that doesn't have a busy driveway all the time, like many of us do, or the kids have moved away and things like that. Like it is, like Darian said, the time for giving. So maybe give to those who, maybe are a little bit forgotten or older or just not in the same space. And just, you don't have to do anything crazy. It can just be a quick hello. So, I think there's a lot of people that, like you said, with giving, like we adopt a family from the Family and Children's Services every year, and you help provide a nice Christmas because there aren't people that get presents under the tree. So I love the spirit of giving, and I love the fact that families are together, but like the commercialism of everything has just gotten beyond crazy.
Well, they showed Christmas, I think, in August. I saw stuff at Costco. I'm like, hello, did we forget about all these other really important ones? Thanksgiving, they don't promote because they can't really make money.
Right.
That's the whole
The turkey.
The
There's
turkey.
the turkey. That's it.
There's pumpkin spice to everything.
That's true.
Pumpkin
true.
candles.
That's true. Starbucks. They figured out the way that like pumpkin,
Yes.
like everything pumpkin. But pumpkin's still in vogue right now with the Christmas. You still have pumpkin pie and stuff. So they just carried it through.
Well, what's really fun about Christmas is the decorations. And I lived in Florida when we were had the boat manufacturing business. So I happened to be home in Florida for December. And it's so weird. You're used to it. When you drive around, people go top to bottom. I mean, literally.
We had boat
Like
parades.
they have boat parades. Their houses are decorated to the
Palm
nine.
trees are lit up.
And you're down in Florida, and I'm like, oh my god,
Coconuts turn into ornaments. They
Yeah.
paint them red. It's
so
like the
fun.
cutest,
it's
greatest.
so much fun. And like even looking around, it's just people get so involved. It's like the Christmas spirit. The Christmas spirit has not died.
No.
The shows that come. I mean, the Hallmark movies they're one in a million.
The Elf on the Shelf becomes a full-time job, and it's awesome. And the magic that goes along with it is incredible, but it's a lot of pressure. And it just keeps going, getting elevated and even more elevated and more elevated. It's like I used to live for an advent calendar. To me, that was like what Christmas was, like the first 25 days of Christmas. And now these advent calendars have become so psychotic where you actually can like go out and buy everything that you want to put behind each door. You can get a super high-end perfume advent calendar or a facial product calendar.
Sephora right now has an advent calendar. It's like $70, and every time you pull away a day, it's some kind of facial thing. Then you go to Ulta.
What kind does Dee Dee have?
So the elf brought, because there's so much magic.
Wait, the elf brought
The elf, it showed up
On December 1st with
Brought
an advent
Christmas gifts?
oh no, the elf, we're so deep into magic, and that, I think, for me, is this time in the last couple of years is watching the magic every day. Something magical happens like throughout the day, and like the elf, we have a naughty elf, and all of a sudden the elf has all these other friends, and then elf brought the advent box that, okay, one day it was bobby pins, and the next day was a scrunchie. The third day was like a makeup pad.
My kids just got chocolate
Well,
at each door.
That's what I thought. And it was like, oh, God, these are really lame. Like 3 bobby pins in a box. I'm like, that would be really lame. Why even bother with that? But
Well, he's an elf. He's got to carry it. You know, it's kind of hard. He's not that big.
yeah, but he's damaged.
Oh boy.
And
I've seen some serious naughty elves.
Oh, we had a
damage.
naughty elf that was having a rager in basically the Barbie dream house with all the Barbies. It was like, I felt like it was Hugh Hef was having a little after hours. I was like, whoa, what happened there?
This is where I'm going to step in for 2 nanoseconds. And this is going to sound very, I don't know, older, mature. But we do have to remember a lot of us are celebrating the fact that it is somebody's birthday. And if we can try to keep the birthday boy in mind beyond all of the naughty elves and all these other things that make everything magical and fun, overshadows the true meaning. And for different religions, whatever you choose, there's not a bad decision. All these different religions use the word Christian if they accept.
Right. I hate when people go, oh, happy Xmas. I'm like, well, Christ, why are you taking out that really important word? Because we go to church every Sunday, and and Dee Dee's an altar server, and it's really special. I'm going to become a Eucharistic minister on Monday. Like, the church is very important to us. I have my St. Christopher, and you go, and over the last couple of weeks, they have the nativity scene. Then last week they had a few of the kids come out and they sang, and there was basically it looked like Santa Claus, but it was the whole story about Christmas.
You have to keep the little people, in the know that this is really what it's about. It's not about getting all your presents. It's not about your elves like landing on your doorstep on December 1st. And, every day it's like an adventure.
I agree.
For sure. And we were talking about this the other day. We were trying to figure out, like, where did the word Christmas come from? And when did people start celebrating Christmas? And believe it or not, it was the Catholic Church started formally celebrating in Rome in 336. The word was originated in 1038. It's an Old English phrase, and it's called Christ Emasse. I mean, I can't even say it, but it's Christemaesse. So obviously Christ meant mass. Christ is Greek for Christos, which translates to Hebrew Messiah, and it's meaning the anointed one. So Maesse was Latin for Missa, which is the celebration of the Eucharist. So Christmas evolved from several different religions, but it really has been celebrated since 336 in Rome.
Well, St. Nicholas, who years ago, at that time, he didn't have a lot, and he went around. His parents died, and when they died, he got all the money. He became a very rich person, and he went around because he loved children. Santa Claus loves children. St. Nicholas, it's all about the kids. Every Christmas show is about the kids, and the kids that don't have a lot, that get presents, and the toys with like a square wheel. He went around and he gave presents to all the kids and the people that didn't have it. And slowly, as
jolly old Saint Nick,
and slowly as he kind of went all over the world or country, his zone. He made people so happy. So people look forward to every year him with his generous donations and turning these kids' lives around. And he saw that there were so many kids that were kind of, they didn't have parents. So he started orphanages.
Wow.
So it all started and then turned into St. Nicholas and Santa Claus
Beautiful.
is how they shortened it. So it was, so last Sunday at church, it was St. Nicholas and the kids, and it was the whole story. And when you hear really the roots from what you were speaking about, and then you see how St. Nicholas, like, that's where it comes from. That's Santa Claus. And it shows, why is everyone always opening doors and let me give back? Let me give toys for kids everywhere you go. We went to get work done at our car dealership at TNT Coast. And they said, if you bring an unwrapped toy in, we'll give you $25 off your service. So everybody's trying to give back, and for them to know like the history and think, okay, what is this really about? It's not about going and just getting 1,000 gifts that don't really mean anything and just giving them, you know?
That's the point is, it's so fun. And I'm so sad that I don't have little magical people that believe every little thing that I had, all over the house. But I do now know that my job as an older parent with older kids is to make sure that not only do they spread the magic, right? And hopefully take the same traditions that we've done in our home and into their own homes when they're parents, but to really also understand the true meaning of Christmas, because I think it gets lost in the hype and the shopping and all of the just everything that is happening around us, which is like material possessions and more and more and more. And I want. Just make sure that you have a conversation with your kids at Christmas time, not just because you're going to mass and you're going to Christmas mass, but like have a real conversation about what Christmas is and ask them what it means to them. And if they say, I love my presents and I love my elf, then maybe you need to have a real conversation so that it, gets like deeply rooted inside of them and grows.
Well, think about the Grinch. The story is he takes all the toys, and Cindy Lou Who and everyone in the village, because obviously it's one of my favorite movies. They didn't care. It was all about being together.
They were all
and it was
singing
the
it.
Christmas
Yeah.
spirit, and that's what drives the Christmas holiday. It's
Totally.
like people coming together, the Christmas spirit, the love, and then the presents is nice because who doesn't need a new shiny box? But
Right. Well, and reminding the kids, I completely agree with you guys, and reminding the kids like it's not what you want, it's what you need. And there's so many people that everybody wants a lot these days because everything's available to us, and I can want. But Jesus Christ told us we don't need anything except for one another and love unconditionally and be there. And I promise you that when you do put me in your heart, that
You'll be the richest person. You'll be rewarded.
absolutely for your life and your life after life. And that part of it is enormous. And the spirituality piece and the religious piece of Christmas is the most important piece. And it's bigger than family. It's bigger than any of us. And it's a part of all of us.
We went away from advent calendars when my girls were in high school. I mean, obviously they still love a little chocolate, but I had one that I could put whatever I wanted in it, and I put messages. So it was like a message, and each day they rotated. So it was like Mackenzie got to open number 2 and Chase got to open number 3, but I wrote something that was like profound. And, sometimes they would laugh because I would make it kind of funny, but, it became something that was a conversation piece for us. So even some of the advents that you can do around your community, like challenge your kid every single day leading up to Christmas to do something kind for someone, whether it's like helping them out to their car and unloading their groceries or whatever. Maybe that would be a challenge that we could put out to our listener on how you can do the 25 days of Christmas leading up to Christmas, like a good deed every single day, and have your kid come home and praise them for that and have them talk about that at the dinner table.
Well, we do that every day. Like that's just part of our everyday routine. So
365 days a week, Dee Dee's doing a good deed.
She's always so kind. Every
Good.
teacher, everywhere we go, every coach they say, Dee Dee is so kind. She's always giving.
See, that's the thing that
And
we
that's
should
it's
be praising our kids for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm always so proud when anyone says anything like, "Hey, Dee Dee she's so kind, she's so thoughtful," and I'm like, "Great," because
Two of the nicest compliments you can get.
Absolutely.
not anything else.
Not just at Christmas.
Again, going back to the fact, then you're leading by example. You're leading by example as a Christian, and you're leading by example as a parent, following in that path, in that light. And it's not the things that you do or say a lot of the times. It's the things that they notice. It's the way that you act, the way that you hold the door open for somebody, or the way that you have a kind gesture to somebody, or help somebody out when nobody's watching. Like that's the part that I think that the kids pick up. And I think that reaffirming that this time of year is so important because the commercialism and the presents and the wrapping and the gifts and the this and the that.
I'm
It's
shiny in a present.
it's
right now.
amazing, but it
Really
can
is.
take over. It can take
You
over.
guys do your presents on Christmas morning. How do you guys do this? I have a very specific tradition.
So and this is passed on from my family. We all do the stockings first, and in your stocking is your wrapping paper, and your wrapping paper is specific to you. And Santa very deliberately wraps that. So then when you go after we've slowly wrapped one at a time, the stocking can kind of go like as a group, because sometimes they'll all get some of the same things in their stocking. So they'll like, oh, this is the same. They'll all put it together. And then we'll go to sit down, have a little coffee, have a little like fire going, and we'll go around the room one at a time and open presents.
So all the presents that are wrapped individually for each person are just from Santa.
They're from Santa and they're stacked.
Santa and stacked.
And
like
they're
that.
in their pile that, as they get older, dwindled as the price point in each of the packages went up. The package size, the number went down. Which I have to be honest, my kids, which are all boys, which most of you know, they're very difficult to buy for. I think every single year, once they got out of the toy realm, is three things. It's like sneakers. It's like maybe a new
phone, AirPod,
it's technology. It's not much, which is great. And then we generally will do some sort of a trip that the kids know that's like mom and dad's gift that year, like whether it's happening at Christmas or like in the calendar year for the following year, we're taking a fabulous trip. Like that's part of your gift.
See, now the way I grew up, I was an only child. It was one present at a time each person opened, so that you actually really took the time to acknowledge the time that was spent picking something out. So I put that into my kids. So we wake up in the morning, they can get their stockings. They all have to be downstairs and getting their stockings at the same time.
You can't go downstairs without the whole family.
And Santa doesn't wrap like their big gift from Santa, it's like next to their stocking little zone. And then we have breakfast, which teaches everybody a little patience because they want to unwrap the presents so badly. But we actually have a nice moment where we have breakfast. And then we have somebody that bestows the first gift on the person, and you rotate. So I get a present, Pat gets a present, the girls, each one. And we do one at a time until it's all over so that each person can see what somebody took the thoughtful time to purchase for each person.
Yeah.
And it lasts a long time. It's not like, oh my God, we just opened everything and it's all over. It makes it draw out a little bit, but you also are a little more appreciative.
It's funny. I don't know anybody that does it that way.
That's the way we do it.
I don't know anybody that I don't know. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody does it the way we say, one at a time, like focus on that person. I don't know anybody that's like tearing through every gift. Do you tear through every gift, Dee?
Well,
I mean, I have a feeling that.
growing up, because one of 5 kids,
Yeah.
we'd all have like a couch or a chair. You'd have a section. My mom is not a rapper at all. So it'd just be piles of your gear.
Oh, Santa didn't wrap in your house?
And came down and it was free for all. And there'd always be one kid who always had the worst time. I will not name him, but always still to this day is like sad guy on Christmas. I'm like, you're really old and that's where it is. And it's not that. But then, so as now we have a more or a different tradition of our own. Jeff's family came from, his tradition is to wrap everything.
Same.
Yes.
Looks, the way he wrapped when we first met, he wraps it as if it was like from a beautiful person.
It makes it
That's
more
all they
exciting
did.
to unopen
And the
so-
bows and the wrapping. So he brought this into our house, and it's the best. We always are in Vermont, and sometimes it's a lot of kids, sometimes it's not, or
even more
whoever's
effort going into the, actual
right. So
giving.
well, that's just our
Love.
presents. But if Santa Claus, the presents that they bring, Santa wraps them on his own, so that's fine. So and we're in Sugarbush, our favorite ski area, and we come down and you run right to each one of your sections. And we've tried to slow it down. If it's Mikhail and all the kids, then the kids will like rip through it, and some of the bigger presents you'll hand to them. But we always want to know, like, what are you doing? Like, let's slow it down. But when you have a 9-year-old, they're ripping it apart. And
Yeah, I was not allowed to.
My
Right.
kids either.
so,
And
no,
they write like a specific message on each one. Sometimes it's a clue, sometimes but you also like, it's hard if they're going like this and they're opening everything.
Oh.
Who gave who what?
no, they don't, and it's gone, it's over like that. So Jeff always sits back, and we'll take our time opening. My mom sits on the table and she'll watch, and we'll bring presents over to her, and she makes a beautiful casserole. And then after that morning is over, we call everyone in the family. We all go skiing, and we have the day on the mountain.
It's awesome.
And
So
it's
fun.
Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's icy. One year, Jeff's in his robe, just hanging, and I'm like, no, we all go skiing, no matter rain, shine, sleet, sun.
That's the tradition.
And we ski all day, and it's the best because you're just all together, and we go to lunch, and then you go this and that, and it's but it's great.
Well, and it's fun. It's fun when the kids start to like take on to some of the things that you've done, and when you're doing them, sometimes you get a little pushback when they're younger. So one of the things that we did with the boys, because again, finding gifts for the boys, like they don't need a ton, but then we were like, we want each other to give each other gifts. So we do like a Secret Santa amongst the 4 kids, and we go out to dinner and shop like all together. So like we'll break up, and like 2 will go together that don't have one another, and they'll go shopping for each other, and the other 2 will go, and then we'll all meet up afterwards, and they're like dying to give each other the gifts right like at that moment. We're like, no, you can't do it. So like it's so fun to watch them like go out, because boys don't shop. For those of you that are boys know this.
Is it a funny gift
Jeff
or is it a
does.
real gift?
It's whatever they want it to be.
Okay.
You have your spending limit. It's usually like $50 to $75, depending upon like whatever. And they're just so excited to come up with something that Santa didn't think of, or that they know that they wanted, or to be really creative. And, I love the fact that boys who don't shop, watching them in the store, they're like, and they're over it. As soon as they're done with their gift, they're like, okay, it's time to go. Like, we're done, right? I'm like, well, your brothers aren't done yet. Like, like
Well, you got to go through the stocking, and we put a lot of detail into this. Or not, Santa has the stocking filled to the brim, and you build a fire, and you burn all the wrapping paper in the fire. And we're in Vermont, and it's
So what time do you guys, going back to like the Christmas part about it and staying with the church, like when do you guys go to mass? Because that's the one thing that I find is extremely challenging at Christmas time, because the midnight mass, I'm exhausted by the
midnight
time.
mass.
Oh gosh, we don't do midnight.
I can't stay up past like 8 and 9 o'clock. As you guys know, you're like, hey, let's have a meeting at 9. I'm like, what? I'm asleep. It's our tradition for years have been, when we're in Vermont, when my dad was alive and all the kids would come up, we go to 6:30 mass.
That's what we do.
And then at Our Lady of the Snows, and you see,
On Christmas Eve.
on Christmas Eve, then we would go to a bar and have to kill half an hour, because we would go to our friend's, my mom's friend's house,
Christmas
Cheryl
party.
Patit.
Yeah.
She had a Christmas party every year, but she owns a ski shop, and the ski shop didn't close until 7. So we're like, oh my God, exhausted. And then we'd make it to her Christmas party. So we always went to a 6:30 mass. And this year we're trying to decide if we're going to drive a half an hour to go to a 4:30 mass in Waterbury, and then go to Chandri, our favorite French restaurant, for dinner.
We'll do an early mass because we're not with them in Vermont, because
Right.
everybody wants to be home. And then I have the family that stays local up to our house for either Christmas Eve dinner or Christmas Day dinner, depending on everybody's schedules. And we do a giant white elephant,
Love the white elephant.
which is
Okay, can we talk about the white elephant?
so much fun. So we'll do mass early and then come home. And then I like to make a homemade meal for everybody, and all the family and all the kids, everybody comes. And the white elephant is the best unless you die. You pick number one.
Can you explain
Yeah,
to
but
everybody what
I want
white
the
elephant
rules,
is?
and I'm going to share this episode with my friends who I know play it wrong, and it like annoys me every single time because I'm like, you guys are playing this like you're playing this game wrong to the point where like it's actually
There's
unfair.
different ways to interpret it. Unfortunately, it depends on the
Well,
host.
I'm a rule follower, so I want to know what the rules
Well, if
are.
you're hosting, then you
make the
the
rules.
rules. But
We're going to do one.
you go to other people's houses, and sometimes they have a different rule than we have. So basically, every single person picks out of a hat, they get their number. So if there's 20 people, there's 1 through 20, right? The very number one person picks the very first gift.
Well, everyone has to bring a gift.
Everybody has
depending
to
on
bring
the
a gift.
theme.
That has to be wrapped. There is no cards or anything on it. Like you can make something like look grandiose that isn't grandiose. Like it's a trick. It's like whatever you want to do, right?
It's all in the packaging.
It is in the packaging, and you don't want to be too like overt about what you're getting, like a bottle of wine.
Well, there's usually for us there's
Price
a
limit.
budget. You have $50 is the minimum, or you have a theme. Like this year, we're going to our friend Tom and Sarah's to have our friend group, and we have a theme, which
I
was
love
a
a theme.
really fun theme.
We've got a theme.
We've got a theme for one of ours,
Yeah, so
which
do
is
we.
a terrible story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's fun. So everyone basically brings a present or two. Sometimes you'll be in charge, like a husband and wife, and then you pick out of the hat. But you can trade, you can grab.
But that's the thing. You can't. Okay, so the person that is number 25 that has to wait the longest has the right to go take whatever they want from anybody. But it's where the grabbing starts to become like a problem. Like, how many times can somebody take your gift? Well,
Correct.
I got the
Switch
corksicle one year, and it was like a giant corksicle, and I think I was like maybe number 6. So the corksicle got taken from me immediately, and then it got taken from the next person and the next person and the next person. I feel like you can only trade once.
Yeah, you can't trade that many times.
But other people at the end kind of put together their own arrangement where if you're unsatisfied with your gift, then you can try to barter with somebody else, which I agree with.
I agree with that.
But there are some people that feel like, each person that's like a higher number gets to trade multiple times. And there's also somebody that believe that number one
Gets to do 25.
gets to do number 25.
right.
So, it's really
Well, the way that I played last time with my friends, that I'm like, I don't care like that much, but I'm like, this is a dumb rule. So you can only trade twice, and then it's dead. Okay. So which
that person
which
gets
I got
their
no
thing.
problem with, right? But let's say I'm after you, I steal your gift, you steal it back, it's dead. I'm like, that makes 0 sense to me.
how can the
Oh,
person
no,
steal
you
that?
can't do that
That's
unless
2
you
times.
terms. Yeah, but you have to, I think it goes on your turn.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how somebody could steal something twice. You only get to steal something once when your number, unless somebody,
Exactly.
well, actually, if somebody's taking my corksicle,
Yep.
so now I get to go look at what everybody else has,
Correct.
and I get to take
You
mine.
can't take the corksicle back. That's how I'm saying they're playing it.
Yeah.
So I took the corksicle.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right.
Right.
I'm like, guys, I love you. This is not the right, like, this makes no sense.
But a lot of times you get so psyched on
you
whatever
can't
it is
steal.
that you have, so you try to like hide it a little bit so that it's not like out visually, like where everybody can see that you have it. I happen to have, the last time I did this, my item, every time I picked an item, somebody snagged it from me. So I ended up like, getting something that I liked. But yes, you cannot snag back what somebody snagged from you unless it was a prior snag. So let's go back to the corksicle. You take the corksicle from me. Now I have to take something. I can't take the corksicle from you. I can take something from somebody else.
Correct.
But now say somebody takes, like, let's say it was a coffee mug that I took. Now the coffee mug has been taken from me, and now I'm out. I think you're allowed to take the corksicle.
Yeah, I have no problem with the corksicle being in a future steal. What I don't agree with is corksicle going back and forth
No,
from you and
You
me.
can't do that.
That seems ridiculous.
but if
this
somebody-
seems like it defeats the purpose of it. Because then it's like, oh, it's dead. I'm like, so now the corksicle is out of play from the whole time. And
What do we
two
think
people-
the big white elephant gift is going to be of this season? What do you think the coveted gift is? Like, it's hard to be creative too.
Well, it
Like,
depends on your theme. Like our theme is
dildos. I mean, you could have a sexual theme. You
It-
could have a
it's going to be a naughty theme of some
like a
sort.
naughty theme
I'm
for like a
sure.
girls.
No, this
item.
is girls and boys, and because I had said, let's have a
too.
white elephant Christmas. How much fun? Because you get presents for each other, and it's game on because you don't know who has what.
I
and,
love that.
It's gonna be exciting. It's just fun, but I love giving presents. So
I do too.
Okay, now you're making me think about it. Do we know the origins of the white elephant? Do you guys, because I have
no,
never like hosted a party with the white elephant, because the white elephant, because I actually have been at 2 parties. One was at the party that I'm referencing, that I feel that they play it wrong. And there was actually almost a female fight. Like a legitimate, like,
come on.
swear to God, because it got,
She liked her.
it got, people got angry for real. And I was like, guys, it's a $50 gift. Like,
I'll give you
really, you're
50
fine.
bucks.
You're fine. If you really want it that bad, you like now think it's the best thing ever, go buy yourself one.
Okay, so the term white elephant originated in Asia and comes from the practice of Southeast Asian monarchs gifting white elephants to couriers.
Okay.
So in ancient times, white elephants were considered sacred and were automatically given to the monarch. The monarch would then gift the elephant to others as a sign of good or bad fortune. If the monarch liked the recipient, they would also gift land to help pay for the elephant's upkeep. If they didn't like the recipient, they would not include land, making the gift a financial burden.
Ooh,
Wow.
So that's like
There you go.
So the term white elephant refers to an extravagant, impractical gift that is difficult to get rid of. It can also refer to a property that requires a lot of care and expense but yields little profit.
Interesting.
So it's interesting.
we had our
at that.
white elephant was at Michaela's house Christmas, and Chris's sister had worked for, I think, Men's Health.
Yes.
And had so much product.
She had
'Cause
great stuff.
All the great stuff. Remember that?
Yes.
And it was my introduction, or our introduction. I don't know. That was the first time I ever did a white elephant. She had the best gifts. And then I had like the most fabulous thing that I was kind of coveting. And last minute, someone snagged it. And I was like, wah, wah, wah. Ended up with like a pair of socks instead of like this.
You know what? That's the
But that-
reality of it. You know, that's
But who brings socks?
well, there are some people that try to just like bring the
They-
crappiest gift.
Oh,
because-
man.
I know. I mean,
I always try to bring the best gift.
well,
I want the gift that everybody wants to steal, because I just like think it's so fun.
I like
People
that
get all
too.
crazy.
But then there's the people that like, bring like a poop emoji.
Yeah.
And or something, like that, where
Yeah. Well,
you have to have
You got zoinked.
Well, that stinks. And on that note, one thing I have to tell you about the Christmas holiday and to our listeners is that when it's Christmas time, I go north, kind of like Santa, but I only go to Vermont. I go there for the winter. And I will not be sitting in this seat, maybe occasionally. So on and off, I'll be
zooming.
zooming from Vermont. But I love you ladies. And that's one thing. I kind of come and go. And it's been so exciting sitting here. We'll have some more episodes on and off. But if you see me in Vermont, that means that winter's here and snow is flying. But we still love you. And we hope all of you have an amazing holiday. Go out, have a white elephant. Go give gifts to any child who doesn't have a gift. Put the Christ back in Christmas. And we love you. And thank you from Girls Gone Gritty Studio. Have the best day.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
And
Christmas.
love is all you need this holiday season.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty.
You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
If this episode hits home, share it with someone who needs to get gritty.
The 3 Gs, we'll see you next week.
Peace out.